show you what keys I'm pressing or help. And this is basically going to be a form guide to Blender. And yeah, uh, I'm mainly doing this because I went on a course recently, I went on work experience somewhere, and I did lots of animating there using different programs, and basically it helped me learn how to use Blender. So anyway, uh, first of all, we're gonna delete this light by pressing X and delete, or delete and enter, and then basically now we're left with this. Now I'm just gonna be explaining this. It's always best to turn to cycles render. The reason being, it's just always smoother, and yeah, it's so much better. I'm using screencast keys to help me to help me show you guys what buttons I'm using, so you'll probably be able to see, and it's very useful. So I'm going to start off with the basics. So I'm going to give you a guide. So here we have tools, tools bar, create bar, uh, relations bar, and animation bar, physics bar, grease pencil, and I've installed this uh, for animations I've done previously. And yes, that's this side tool. I'll be explaining them as I go along, and now we have the view. We'll be able to do these views. I'll explain them more in detail later. Select, add, and an object. It shows you what you can do with the object. And then there's different modes here that you'll see. There'll be like text to paint mode and then that kind of thing, and edit mode, and then here we get to see it says rendered. So that's what we like in rendered material. So that's what we like in material texture, just with the texture solid. Wireframe, which would be right in that's when you press Z, it goes to you can hold down. Never realised that actually. But it's just, the number's just gonna go up forever. So now it's out of wireframe mode. We have this, which doesn't really matter too much at the moment. And then we have this, which is important really at the moment as well. Here we have our rays, so you can use them to if you're building lots of things and then you're going to put them together, you can build them on separate layers and then put them in one layer and stuff. It's pretty useful, but I prefer to append. And here, that's basically my thing. So down here, you don't really need to use much down here. So now, we'll get up to this side. We'll have lots more panes opening up. You'll be using this quite a lot in your time in Blender. So if I create an object using Shift A, but it's not a cube, we'll be able to see that there's lots of these other things that we can use for Blender. We have view and search. You can search for, this is where all your objects and all your things will show up here. It's quite useful. So, now I'm going to show you up here, we have File, Render, Window, Help, and up here, this is very useful, it has all the screen layouts all up here, and what I'm going to be using is, I'm mostly going to be using the default composing and animation, mainly because it's going to be useful, and they all practically contain the most useful things for that. Next we have our scene, and this is basically a scene that we'll be using, basically. So, if you think of an animation have different scenes, you can have scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and it will, and I think it goes through the layers, and yeah, they'll be able to play the animation like this, and yeah, I'll talk, in the future episodes, I'll talk more about animations. So, here in first scene, cycle render, deleted the cube, and vamp, and yeah. See you next time, really. This is it. No, just kidding. So now, we're gonna do the basics. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add an object. So you can either go down here and add, and we'll have a these things here. I've got this add-on down here, and it's pretty useful, but I like doing Shift A as it does this thing here, and it's really useful. It's just quit, and hit Shift A, and it's usually the best. Now, I'm going to go through all of these, and so down here, we have our previous step that we've done. So I like using this for, usually I use it for cylinders. Reason being, you can obviously change the vertices, radius, depth, so I'm just dragging across here with my left mouse button isn't showing right there.
Happening. So yeah, just making it wider and hit Control Z and it deletes it. Okay, let's Shift A again, add it back. Didn't realise that actually happened. Okay, now we have these things. So we have nothing, which is I like to use this because then it's more customizable and you don't have to have the top onto it, and it's so good. And then you have the location and rotation. You can also access these afterwards up here in the options. So here we have our well, most of them you can, but here we are in its object cylinder. You can rename it, let's say disk. We can name it disk now. I mean, it doesn't really matter, we're going to delete it anyway, but yeah. And you can set the location, rotation, and scale on the X, Y, and Z axis, like that. And yeah, so that is basically, you can also delete with by pressing X, and that deletes it. So that is basically that. Now I'm going to go into the view, because I'm going to talk about the view because I like the view very much. So if for view, you kind of need one of those computers with the extended keyboard, not just all the numbers, Fs and letters. You need the numpad as well, because the numpad, you can use it to navigate your way around as more like if you're thinking about that's good enough, a good side-on view. Well, that isn't really a good side-on view, I would say. It's more easier. Well, you can go into view down here, but it's easier if you have an extended keyboard where you get all the numpads. So number 3 is side view, and numpad 1. It's easier if I have cubes here, a number of cubes like this. So this is side view like this, and here we have the other side view. So 3 and 1 are both side views. 7 brings us to the top view, and 9 gives us the underside of the view. So we have left, right, top, and bottom. 5 makes it so that it is all useful. You can all use it. So whilst they'll all look exactly the same position, and with 3 like this, instead of being in perspective, because when you're looking side on, this is still in perspective. When we hit 5, it goes out of perspective mode into 2D mode, and we'll be able to see stuff. This is also useful for when you're creating 2D animations in Blender. So your view can be maximized like this. If you would like to rotate it, there's 4 and 6 to rotate it along this to rotate it sideways from the above, and to rotate it like I don't know, you can to rotate it like that, up and down. It's basically, if you have one of these keyboards, you will see on the number pad you'd have an arrow going this way, and you turn that way. You have an arrow going this way, and it'll turn that way, and 2 goes down like that. So it basically makes it go down, and 8 makes it go up. So that's basically number pad. Oh, and to go in camera view, you hit 0. Number pad 0. That all does it. So yeah, now we'll get moving on to. So now you know the basics. You need add, so you can add objects, and you can move them about like by dragging these with the left mouse button, and you can grab it like that with the right mouse button and hit escape if you don't want to move it at all, like if you're doing that. Or if you hit G and you're moving it like with G, that means grab, by the way, so you're moving it. You can, instead of right clicking, no, yeah, right clicking stops it, escape stops it, but left clicking um, keeps it there. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and next episode we're going to be doing stuff in edit mode, and I'll be showing you lots of useful things in there.